tricky one. Well, not so much a tricky one, but moving a very expensive koi is always a tricky situation, whichever way you look at it. It's not, you know, it's not as simple as stick them in a bag, especially on this case as well, because this is one that I did a video on a couple of years ago now, where the guy only had 2 fish in the pond. I don't know whether you remember that. And it's funny really, because when he comes to Japan, he came to Japan with me this last November, and he comes in for a morning, and then he only wants to buy fish from Dainichi, so we go straight to Dainichi. He buys the fish, and then he goes, I drop him back at the station at lunchtime, and then he's gone. It's you know, it's an easy, simple way of doing it. So we've got 4 Dainichi koi to deliver today. Now, it's not as straightforward as just whacking it in the bags and taking them, dropping them in the pond. Now, I can only say this is what we do, right? And I don't know if there's science behind it, or it's for more me, it's experience and common sense. So the actual way that we're doing this is, now the salt, I've got 0.3% salt in here, so 3 kilos a ton of water in this pond. The customer now has got the exact same salt in the pond. Right now, it is, let's just check, so it's nearly 11 o'clock in the morning, and I've checked, I'll go through that. I've dosed the pond now with chloramine T, which is an antibacterial, and it'll kill off bacteria in the pond. It's like a bleach, and you know, we put it in a decent rate. The client is going to do the exact same today, right? The reason we do this, he's got 2 fish in his pond. Now, luckily for this time, I could put all the Dainichi in one pond, right? So we're, you know, so there's no other breeders mixed, or no other bacteria mixed, because it's tricky, because when you bring fish in from Japan, right, you're bringing fish in from different sources in Japan. So you've got a bacteria from there, and it only takes one of them not to get on with each other, and then you can have some problems. But these fish have just been with the Dainichi fish, so there's not going to be an issue there. So what we're doing is, so the temperature is going to be the same, the salt's going to be the same, and he's doing his chloramine T at 12 o'clock. So it's about a 3-hour drive. So he's doing his chloramine T at 12 o'clock. I've done mine, because I'm going to start packing these in about an hour. And then hopefully it's going to be a good exchange into the good transition into the system. So it's like I say, it's not just as straightforward as when people go, yeah, stick it in a bag, let's go. You know, I know these customers. A lot of the people that come into the shop and buy fish, we don't know them. We don't know their ponds or anything like that. But when you're doing these fish, because they are very expensive koi, as you know, there's a 70 cm Tansho Kahaku, which is just out of this world. There's a 70 centimetre golden yellow monkey. There's this Kahaku as well, this Nisai. Look at this. I'll show you on the. Amazing, you know, and I'm gonna, you know, so it's not, it's, you know, you've got to be very careful when you're bagging these fish. Like, we're careful with all the fish, but these more so. So the fish themselves, they've not been fed for a couple of days. It's very warm in here. But let me just show you the. You see the Kahaku down there, the Nisai. There's a Ginrin Chagoi that's going down there. There's the Tansho, and there's the yellow monkey. See, but these fish are in absolute tip-top condition. Nothing on them at all. No, we've done scrapes for the last. When did we start scraping this pond every day? Because we knew we were delivering, like, Tuesday. So we did 2 scrapes on Tuesday, 2 scrapes Wednesday, 2 scrapes Thursday, 2 scrapes Friday. We scraped them yesterday, so we know that there's nothing on them. So we can confidently say that we're going to take down fish which are in absolutely tip-top condition. And that's all I can do. As a dealer, that's all I can do for the customer. So they've been quarantined, everything's been fine. To be fair, like I said on the previous video before I went to Japan, the Dainichi pond is the only pond where we really didn't. We found one fluke when they first arrived, so we treated that, and then they've been fine since then. They've not got anything else, or, you know, and that's probably a good thing, because we've not put different breeders in the mix. But like I said, all the other fish now, they're all. There's one. We've got one pond now, which has got. We found one fluke yesterday. So we're going to sort that out this week. So it's been relatively good, but there is a new method that we are using for killing flukes. It's difficult for me to say to people because sometimes it's impossible for you guys at home to do the same. We put in a lot of research and a lot of time and development, and I am going to do a video on it, but it's only going to be from my experiences. But I can now, we started off doing these testing and treatments last July on some of the fish we had and the few fish we had left over, and from what we did last July on the old stock, right, which is probably about 50 pieces. It's got some small stuff and a couple of bigger stuff, but we have not had flukes since last July, right? So we can now, once we finish doing what we do and the fish are moved over into the retail side, which we've already started to do, we're pretty much guaranteeing 100% that our fish will not have flukes, 100%. And we're saying that the fish won't come back with flukes either, because we've been checking and checking since last July, re-scraping. We've had fish in temperature, we've had fish not in temperature. We've been scraping and scraping and scraping. So we've done a lot of research on this, and it's took us a long time, because unfortunately for us, off-the-shelf fluke treatments don't work. And I understand it's got a lot down to stocking rates with us, because any dealer will stock more fish in a system than you will do at home, in most cases. So yeah, I understand that we are a different, but it is quite exciting for what we've done. And like I said, I even get other people to come in and scrape the fish, because sometimes new eyes are better than old eyes, especially when you're looking at microscopes every day. It's just, your eyes get focused and you miss things. So we've even brought people in to check, double check, triple check, quadruple check, and it's exciting to know that we have, since last July, on the older fish, no flukes. And beforehand, we were getting flukes, and it's just, and I think most people will understand it's been the bane of the koi keepers for the last 2 years, especially with the cost of a lot of the fluke treatments. But I will go into more detail with it, but it's very difficult because, like I said, the system that I'm using, which is we've gone through, it's not something you can just do at home. So, but anyway, back onto these fish. We're just waiting for young Kyle to come in and give me a hand packing, like I said. So they're going to be 4 boxes. And we'll get them out. But yeah, I'll film them as we're putting them in, because I probably won't be able to film when I get to the pond. So, but yeah, fantastic. So let's do it. Okay, so we'll start with the little Gimrin Chagoi. Put that on there. Come on, everybody, out of the way. Video for the socials. Beautiful Gimrin. Is that the smallest? Is that a 75 box? Yeah. Lovely, innit? Look at that, guys. Perfect. Just hold the camera for me, Dave. Just, follow it round so we'll get a thing. You're going to a beautiful home. But as you can see as well on this fish, the skin, the white, it's just absolutely amazing. Let's bring it over here, Dave. That's showing up on that foil. So because we're not going far, we don't need to, we can put more water than what we need. Perfect. Whereas if we were shipping from for a long trip, then the water would be less, but because we're only going 3 hours. Just can you open that door as well? Keep the camera though, Dave, so I just I show people how not to put them in the back. So when you are moving boxes of koi like this, always put them this way. So can you see that now? So if you put them that way, then the chances are is if you've got to brake hard, the fish is going to smash its nose onto that side, or if it's on this one, if you set off quick, then it might knock it on this side. So always try and keep the boxes in this way. There we go. Oh. I'm just going to wait a few minutes now. I'll need a hand. Someone just come and give me a hand for these bigger ones. Now we've got the mussels of young Kyle arrived, so we can get them sorted for these bigger ones. As you can see, some body on it. Put some water in it first and then we'll move it over. Come on, big girl. Beautiful. Grab them corners, mate. 1, 2, 3. Got to go and grab the camera. Where's the camera? Yeah, it's just grab that camera and we'll just. This is an 80 cm box, so we're trying to just so there's no wiggle room for the fish really, and then we can do the bag tight. Like I said, don't need too much oxygen because they're not going far. So if we crimp that right up. So just leave that one there. In fact, I'll just put the other box on top now and then we'll go back over here. The what? Yeah. Come on, girl. Number 3, other way please, madam. Thank you. Yep. 1. When you're ready. 1, 2, 3. Yep. If we just, sorry. Just put this on this truck. And there we are. So that's it, ready to go. Got the certificates, got the fish. So hopefully I will see you at the other end. Made it. Not too bad at all. It was traffic was great. Even though it was a Sunday, we've just brought the fish in. They're all floating now. Probably give them another couple of minutes just because the temperature are a little bit different because they've been in the back of the truck, so they'll probably dropped a couple of degrees. But then what we're going to do is let them go with travel great. Show you this pond. These are, you need to go back and watch the original video that I did on this pond, and it's 2 fish in. And the amazing thing about it, which puts all our kind of our pond working science to not to shame, but these 2 fish that have been in here have matured a 6,600 gallon pond, and they have grown. The shower is probably one of the best showers that I've ever imported into the UK. She's absolutely magnificent. And you know, we put them in at Nice, I can't remember, maybe 2 years ago. The shower has to be approaching 80 cm. So, and she's magnificent. The Kaku's done really well as well. She did scrape herself on the inch pipe that came into the pond, which I think I put concerns about in my first video, and typical, that's what they did. So anyway, without further ado, this is a 6,600 gallon pond. It's on 3 bottom drains running into a drum. I've done the filtration and everything. It's got an Evolution Aqua K1 advanced as well on the system. But yeah, but look at the koi. I mean, obviously I'm not going to net them out, but they have done so well. The bodies, and for 2 fish, the water parameters have always been great. He's got 7.8 pH all the time. So it's just been really good. And like, you know, when we talk about filtration, we talk about getting the fish in as soon as possible and then getting the filters mature. But that's showing, man. Look at that. So a very good credit to the owner. Now, do I think that the old fish are going to enjoy the new fish going in? No. Big females, they sulk. So they'll probably lie down for a couple of days and until these new ones get settled in. But yeah, but it's a lovely pond, lovely indoor pond. It's you don't see many like this. But I'll try and find the first video and link it, or if not, just have a look for it. You'll soon find it. But look. Right, I'll give it a couple of minutes, I won't let them in. Get the chagoi. Are you going to watch, man up? Yeah? Okay. get lost in this pond now. Huh?
Not wonder why, because it's a red tiger.
Yes.
Same type.
Yes. There you go. And they're still lost in the pond. Oh, brothers and sisters. Yeah. The yellow monkey eats like crazy. Yes. They will feed again tonight. And that's it, safely delivered, thankfully. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.